Today we're talking about Holy Grail handbags. When we're talking about luxury handbags, what is a Holy Grail? How do we define that? What does it mean to you? What are your Holy Grails? And what Holy Grails do I have in my collection? Stay tuned to find out. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. And one of the things I try to do with posting those things is to help you find your Holy Grail bags. I have quite a few. How do I define that? Well, I first heard the term Holy Grail in reference to luxury goods not that long ago, just a few months ago, on another YouTube channel called Cranley Place. I will have them linked below. That channel is all about Hermes scarves. You guys know I love those. I will not be talking about any of them in this video, however. And I wondered, what exactly does that mean? Who defines what a Holy Grail luxury item is? And the answer to that is you, or other people. It depends. You define what your own Holy Grails are, but other people can also define, for example, in the Hermes scarf world, that this scarf is a Holy Grail scarf because a lot of people love that scarf and it's really hard to find, or it's really expensive because it's so hard to find and so many people love it. Supply and demand, you know. But of course, you don't have to go by that. You define your own Holy Grails. And what does that mean to you? Well, you define that as well. So it could be something that's on your wish list and it's a dream thing that you think you'll never be able to acquire. That could be because of finances. It could be because of the rarity of the item. It could just be something that's very special to you. It could have sentimental value. Basically, what it comes down to is it's the most special pieces to you, however you define that. So today what I'm going to do is show you my Holy Grail luxury handbags. There is one contemporary brand bag in here, but I certainly think it fits into my definition of Holy Grails. And for me, really what I'm showing you here are just the bags that I think are the most special in my collection. Let's start with that contemporary bag. And it is this. This is from Coach, and it is a tote in the style of a Bonnie Cashin bag. Bonnie Cashin, if you don't know, was one of their original and most popular designers back in the day. What is so special about this bag is that it was a runway piece made in very limited quantities, and somehow I was able to snag one at just the right time when they were released on the Coach website. It's from a line of bags that celebrates iconic places in New York City, and this one celebrates Pearl Art Supply, which used to be down on Canal Street. And I used to live in New York when I went to college. I lived there twice because I was in college 2 different times there. The first time I was an undergraduate in an art school, and I used to go to Pearl Art Supply to get some of my art supplies. So this bag is both special in that it is such a limited edition piece, but also because it has that sentimental value for me. Next is a bag I think most of you are going to say is not a Holy Grail, but it is to me, and that is my Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM in the Damier Ben. A very common bag, not hard to find, and an entry-level bag for Louis Vuitton, so certainly not one of their most expensive, definitely not limited edition. So why is this a Holy Grail for me? It's because this was my very first in-store, brand new Louis Vuitton purchase. And I thought I would never, ever have a Louis Vuitton bag, let alone buy one full price in the store. This wasn't even a dream come true because I never dreamed it would happen. So in that sense, it is a Holy Grail to me. And many of you will be expecting to see this next bag because you saw me unbox it recently and you heard what I had to say about it. Oh no, not another Neverfull. No, no, no. It's this Neverfull, the Turquoise V, which I have it stuffed, but it has a turquoise interior. If you guys know about this bag, you know that it's not impossible to find, but it doesn't come up all that often. And you know that I got this one with the pouch in basically brand new condition. I paid a lot for it, but to me, it's been worth it, because this is a bag I have been dreaming about for years and years, and I searched for it for years and years in the condition I wanted with the pouch and for a price I was willing to pay. Now this price was more than I wanted to pay, but obviously not enough that I wasn't willing to pay it, considering the condition. So for me, the search on this, and the desire for it, and the somewhat rarity of it makes it a holy grail in my collection. Sometimes I find holy bags that I'm not really even searching for. Things that either haven't been on my wish list or haven't been priorities where I've searched really hard for them. It's just something I come across, and this next bag is one of those. The Louis Vuitton Noe Nomad, which is all vachetta leather. Now these you can definitely find on the internet, but the great thing about this one is the condition. It has a few little spots here and there, but being all vachetta, it's common to find these badly stained, and this one isn't. It's fantastic. I don't have the strap on it right now because I've got it all stuffed for storage, but this bag is quite a find, and I got a fabulous deal on it, which always makes it better. And though I think a lot of people would be afraid to use a bag like this, I think a lot of people would also consider it a holy grail. Pretty fabulous. And so iconically Louis Vuitton. That was all the Louis Vuitton I have to show you. Now let's move on to some other luxury brands. A dream bag of mine that I thought I would never get my hands on because of the price point and because it's bold and I wasn't sure I could handle it, is this Gucci Dionysushobo with the foo-foo dogs. These are embroidered patches, and even though the colors are neutral, there's so much, as Yoto would say, bam to this bag. It really stands out, and I was able to find this on the pre-loved market in brand new condition. I believe it still had the tags with it, for about 1/3 of retail. And I do wear it. And I do love it, and I do not have any regrets. I should have known anything with dogs I can handle. Any of you who have been watching my channel for any length of time know which bag in my collection is my ultimate dream bag that I thought I would never be able to acquire, but did, and you know how very excited I was about it and how much I still love it. Which one is it? So many of you know, it is the Chanel Reissue 227 in bronze. I have felt in the back pocket to help protect it. But that is the bag in amazing condition at a price that was about the same as what I paid for that turquoise Neverfull, which is an amount of money I never thought I would spend on a handbag. Of course, I never thought I'd spend $1,000 on a handbag, but I'm still at a point where this price point is pretty over the top for me. I have 3 bags that I've paid this much for in the low I was about to say in the low $300,000. That's not correct. The low $3,000. And I know that sounds, to those of us who are used to the luxury handbag prices, that sounds kind of low these days because prices have gone up so much. But let's keep in mind, it's still $3,000. It is still a ridiculous price to pay on handbags, and I still have trouble justifying that. But I have been able to for a couple of these, again with no regrets. I'm so happy to have this bag, and considering what they went for when I bought this and what now they go for, definitely the right decision. And relatively speaking, a bargain. This is still my dream bag. I love it so much. And of course, it is my ultimate holy grail. The third bag I paid that much for is one that was never on my wish list. It's one of those that I just came across one day and fell in love with it and had to have it. And I knew that even at that price point, it was a relative bargain. And that's another Chanel bag. This is called the Moonlight on the Water bag, and it's very similar to a classic flap, except it's a lot softer. And it's covered in sequins, some of which have the shiny side facing up, and others of which have almost a felted or a threaded backing to them. So it really sparkles in an interesting way. It's different from bags that are just totally covered in sequins. And I had on my list, though I thought I'd never get one, a black Chanel flat bag with the CC turn lock. And I thought, well, maybe I'll find one of those someday in leather. But then I came across this, and for me, it's so much more special. And I feel very fortunate to have this, as well as all of the other bags I'm showing you, of course. In a similar vein, I have a black sequin bag from Fendi. And technically it's a bag, but really it acts more like an SLG, and that is this. The Fendi Nano baguette in black sequins. And this is just like the larger full-size baguettes in sequins, except this is the tiny little nano version. The full-size version of this in purple is a holy grail bag for a lot of people. But when I came across this, which is not something I was looking for, it became a holy grail bag for me because I know how special it is and I know how difficult it is to find. And I'd been wanting one of these cute little nanos. My friend Winnie BLV, I will link her channel below, She has this bag, but in the purple, in this tiny size. And again, it technically is a handbag, not a wallet. It has a crossbody chain attached, a detachable one. I love it, and yes, I do use it. There are 2 bags in my entire handbag collection that I've only ever seen once, and that was when I bought them. That doesn't mean they're the only one out there, but it does mean they're pretty darn rare. That's the Moonlight on the Water bag from Chanel, and this little Peekaboo from Fendi, which is covered in sparkly beads and sequins, and I think it's probably must be the most spectacular and unique bag in my collection. I love this so much. I do carry it. The leather is so soft. I carry all of these bags that I'm showing you. They are showpieces, but they're not just showpieces. I do use them, and I love them, and I take good care of them. I like to think I'm a good stewardess of the bags, because they will outlive me, and someday they'll end up with someone else, and I want them to be in great condition for that person as well. There are 2 more bags that are on my Holy Grail wish list. One is not all that uncommon. It's this Louis Vuitton Speedy in the Stephen Sprouse graffiti pattern, and I like it in this green color. In fact, I have the pochette accessoire in this color. Oh, and my turquoise Neverfull, I have the matching bag charm there. So someday maybe I'll get that bag, but really that one's not a priority. What I do think I will buy at some point, although right now it's way out of my price range, way out of what I would be willing to pay for a bag, but is something I would be willing to pay that much for someday, is a Louis Vuitton Arty Capucines. And I don't know which one I want, because I think the one I want probably hasn't even been released yet, hasn't been designed yet. But this is where Louis Vuitton takes a Capucine, which honestly is not my favorite Louis Vuitton bag. I don't think I would buy one if it wasn't an Arty Capucine. But what's special about it and what makes them a holy grail, if you're not familiar, is that they collaborate with artists, and the artists put their artwork on these bags. They're very limited edition pieces. I think they start around $8,000, which, considering the world of luxury bags and bags that are so special like that, relatively speaking, I think that's actually a pretty reasonable price. So someday. What is on your Holy Grail bag wish list, or what Holy Grail bags do you already have? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.